3, the CPJ, I've written that in red, Cash Payments Journal of Alpha Postal Services for April 2013. Your document number, your day, your name of payee, bank, consumable stores, wages, drawings, stationery, and then you've got your sundry accounts, the amount and the details. Alright? So remember, you can have any columns. Each business have their own type of columns. The things that they use the most, that they pay the most, they'll have a column for that. Something that doesn't get paid that much, you'll put that into your sundry accounts. So the very first transaction says on the first, change was needed for the cash register. A check number 113 was cashed to increase cash float balance to 5,000. So if you go to information, you'll see that your balance were 3,000. But they said it must be increased to 5,000. So you're going to increase it with 2,000. So at this stage, you've got 3,000 Rand in your cash register as change. But you want to increase it from 3,000 to 5,000. So you are increasing it with 2,000 Rand. And they say you have to cash a check. So check number 113 on the first cash, 2,000 Rand in your bank, 2,000 because you do not have a column for cash float. So in your sundry accounts, 2,000, and it's going to be cash float. Then on the third, you've got two transactions. You bought a computer by check from Aaron's Office Supplies, 7,300 Rand. So your next check number will be check number 114 on the third, Aaron's Office Equipment, 7,300 Rand. You do not have an equipment column, so that in your sundry accounts, in your amount 7,300 and your details will be equipment. Now, if you remember correctly, with the CRJ, they gave us 200 Rand back because they overcharged us. Please, you can't go and say, okay, because they've overcharged us, go back to the CPJ and take Tippex and Tippex the 3 out and write there 1. This is books. You can't Tippex. You can't work with a pencil. Okay, it needs to be in ink, and you're not allowed to scratch out anything. So if there's a transaction that you need to reverse, you have to put that into the opposite account. So if you look at this now, you've paid out 7,300, but you've received 200 Rand back. So eventually your equipment's only 7,100 Rand. All right. Then on the third as well, it says there, cash a check to pay the printer paper, that's stationery, and envelopes 135, that's also stationery. So they could actually have said pay out a check for stationery, but they didn't want to do that, so they gave you 2 amounts with 2 different things that you're paying, but envelopes are stationery and printer papers also stationery. So all you had to do was to add those 2 amounts and then check 115 on the third cash, 420 in your bank, 420 in your stationery. Then also on the third, check 116. It says there, send a check to Ulrika Supplies to pay for cleaning materials. Remember, cleaning materials like Domestos and Handy Andy and Sunlight Liquid, that's your consumable stores. So you've written out a check for Ulrika Supplies, 1625 was the value. What did you buy? Cleaning materials. Cleaning materials is consumable stores. So in your consumable store, 1625. Then on the 7th, cashed a check for the printer's ink cartridge, 560. So check 117 on the 7th. It's a cash check, 560, and the ink is part of your stationery. So the 560 will go into your stationery column. Then your next transaction on the 8th, cash a check to pay the wages. So it will be check number 118 on the 8th, a cash check. 3360 was the value of the check. What did you pay? You've paid your wages, 3360. Also on the 8th, issue a check to Easy Talk to pay the March telephone account, 2,700 Rand. So check 119 on the 8th, Easy Talk, 2,700 Rand was the value of the check, and you do not have a telephone column. So in your salary accounts, 2,700 Rand telephone. Please do not write the word account, because this is also a cash float account, equipment account. So you will never write the word account. You'll only write telephone, water, electricity, salary. Alright. Then on the 30th, it said issue a check in favor of Lucas Supplies for consumable stores and stationery. So now check 120 on the 13th, Lucas Supplies, 720 in your consumable, 450 in your stationery. If you add that, it gives you the amount of your check of 1170. Then on the 15th, cash a check for 5,800 Rand. So check 121 on the 15th, it was a cash check for 5,800. But then it reads, it was for wages 3360, and for the owner's personal use. So the difference between your bank amount and your wages is then 2440, and that's for the owner's personal use, so that will be drawings. Then my next transaction is on the 22nd, paid the amount, or the account, for water and electricity, 3,400 Rand. A check was issued to Let's Work Municipality in respect. So you'll write out check number 122 on the 22nd, Let's Work Municipality, 3,400 Rand. What did you pay with that 3,400 Rand check? You paid the water and electricity account. Please do not write the word account. So it's only water and electricity. Then on the 23rd, it was Mrs. Olifie's birthday. The owner sent a business check to Protea Florist. So check 123 on the 23rd, Protea Florist. And the amount was for 650 for his wife's birthday present. It's her birthday. So the owner took the business money to pay for his personal stuff, and that's why it is then 650 in your drawings column. And then on the 26th, the cashier Shabalala was paid her salary by check. So then check 124 on the 26th, T Shabalala 8650 is the value of the check. What did you pay? Her salary. Please, it's not wages. Wages gets paid every day or every week. Right? So if there's 4 weeks in a month, 5 weeks in a month, then it will be paid every week. Alright? Or every day. But a salary only gets paid once a month. So that's why you do not have a salary column, because it's only been paid once a month. In your amount 8650, in your details column salary. Then on the 26th, it says there, check a cash a check for consumables and for an advertisement placed in a newspaper. So your next transaction then, check number 125, also on the 26th, it was a cash check. But what did you pay? What did you buy? You bought consumable stores for 1320, and you did advertising in a newspaper. So advertising 550. Then you have to calculate these together to get your bank amount of 1870. Then the 28th, paid wages after cashing a check. So your next check then, 126 on the 28th, cash 6720. What did you pay the wages in your wages column? 6720. And then the last transaction before the bank statement read the business rents 2 vehicles from ABC carriers. All right. So check number 127 on the 29th, ABC carriers. Issue a check to pay for April's rent, 12,000 Rand. Listen, it's not your vehicles. You are renting it from ABC carriers. So you do not have a rent of vehicles column. So in your sundry accounts, your details and amount, 12,000 rent of the vehicles. It's not rent of building. If it was rent of building, it would have been rent expense, all right? But now you can write the rent expense of vehicles, that's also fine. But why do you want to do that? All right. And then you've received a bank statement on the 30th from Zippy Bank, BS for bank statement, 30th Zippy Bank. This amount should have been 275 because that's what the Afrikaans book said. But they left the 5 out, so yours is now only 27 Rand. So please do not compare your amounts to the Afrikaans children because there is certain amounts sometimes that's wrong. Alright? Like this one. So Zippy Bank, how much did the bank take from you? 27 Rand for what? For bank charges. You do not have a column for bank charges. So in your sundry accounts, the amount 27 Rand bank charges. Please, then you have to add your columns. So you have to add the amounts. Alright, you're adding all the columns. And then to see if your bank column is correct, please add all your other columns together. And then you should get your bank amount of 58252. Alright, thanks boys and girls. Listen now nicely. I'm going to put that on the group as well. Your homework will be exercise 46. That's on page 111, the transactions. But you only need to complete the CRJ and CPJ. And the answer sheet is on page 112. Right, so please complete exercise 46 for next week Monday. Exercise 46 on page 111. But the answer sheet's on 112. Only the CRJ and CPJ. Thank you.